Hello there, I'm Nigel and welcome to a random video that I am making for no good reason. It's just I wanted to share my opinions and what I like, what I dislike. So, this video, hopefully, it will be a little bit short. Hopefully, but I got some colorful things to say about some of these. So, let's see how it turns out, shall we? So, I'm a little bit woozy, I'm a little bit sleepy, so I hope this will be a short rant and or admiration or fangirl poetry towards the ones that I like and the ones that I dislike. So, in this video, I want to share to you what game developer companies or studios I like, and some of their games that they made which I like or I dislike, and their business practices. How do I like them managing their business? How do I like them managing their advertisements? How do I like them managing, you know, their customers versus money versus development versus good games versus microtransactions? So I'm gonna take that all into account. Now I see that this is not going to be a short video. Anyways, I made an image right here. Don't mind the black bar, that's where my notes will be, to remember where I what game developers did what games. Of course, I am not going to list the whole shebang on the video, right? It's just a summarization of their work. Of course, bear in mind that I could be wrong. I tried to separate game developers from the publishers. This is specifically for the game developers. I think some of the games that I'm about to say, maybe they were worked on by somebody else, but predominantly the investigation that I did was the result that I came with. And sometimes there are a lot of teams that work in games, but I'm just about to say one company, and then you'll see, okay? So, first off, let's start off easy, shall we? And yes, I'm using 3D Paint in a weird configuration. Like I said, the black bar over there is an eyesore, I get it, but maybe I will extend when I edit the video so you don't get to see that black bar, or I put something in there in the void of nothingness. But apparently OBS or Microsoft are not compatible with 3D Paint, and I need to record the whole screen of my monitor instead if I want to record. So let's get to it. Let's start off easy. Alright, the first one is it's alright. That's my category for this one. It's alright. In the middle, it's neutral. I don't like it, but I don't dislike it. So it's kind of in the, it's on my good side, but it can really turn into the good side, but it can really turn into the bad side equally, in my opinion. So let's start with a company that probably everybody knows. Let's go. Alright, I'm gonna put it right there in it's alright. They're neutral for me. Why? Well, let's see what games they have done. Obviously, everybody knows of Fallout. They made Fallout Shelter. They made the oh so beloved The Elder Scrolls. And something that they fucked up extremely big, in my opinion. They had the gall to make Fallout 76. That is one of the reasons why Bethesda isn't, you know, it's neutral for me. It's not good, it's not bad. The management that was done by Todd Howard and every top brass over there when they made Fallout 76, with all the lies, misadvertisements, buggy, uncut, cut content, super buggy, more buggy content, a product that they put out, an unfinished product that they pull out that is super buggy, that is horrendous. They put it out to the customers and they advertised extremely bad with the canvas bag kerfuffle, you know, that situation. Yeah, that was big, that was fire, that was trash fire. Also the poisonous helmet that that happened too. So it is, Bethesda is neutral for me. I hope now that Microsoft has bought them, I hope they put them on a leash. Like, I hope that Todd Howard's and the top brass's imagination for all the scam tactics that they were about to put up to the customers, I hope Microsoft does a big slap to their faces and say no, Bethesda, Todd Howard, no. I hope so. But you know, their games, you know, yes, Fallout and the Elder Scrolls are big games, and you know, they have a lot of content, but they also have a lot of bugs, and even Bethesda jokes about their games having a lot of bugs, but it's serious now. It is becoming annoying. Stop releasing a product where it's so goddamn ugly and a bother to play, and then fix it later. I don't like that. So goddamn, Bethesda, just kill your goddamn engine. The creation engine, kill it with fire, please. It's like it's crawling into the ground. It's crawling away from Bethesda headquarters. It's just crawling, trying to escape, like, help me, kill me. But then Todd Howard comes from behind, pulls it on its legs, and it pulls it back to the Bethesda headquarters. That creation engine has been through a lot, and it is not a good engine at this point. It is not modern. It has so many foundation issues. The foundation where the game engine is built upon, how it was built upon, was a tactic that was created ages ago, programming that was created ages ago. The creation engine needs to die, Bethesda. I don't know what to tell you. You need to do something new. Alright, next one. Let's stop shitting on Bethesda, huh? Now this one is one that is a recent downgrade in my list. I mean, not that I've done this video before, this is the first video of its kind in my channel, but CD Projekt Red. I don't know if you thought, after watching my Cyberpunk videos, I don't know if you thought that it was going to be on the orange side or on the red side, but I gotta admit something. Yes, they betrayed me. Yes, they did false advertising. Yes, they cut content out of Cyberpunk. Yes, they lied straight to your face about Cyberpunk. Those deep dives videos that you saw, not in the game. Those how do you say, those Q&As on their own forums. Some of them were true, some of them were not. Fake fake advertisements everywhere. The game came out buggy. I don't know what the hell the management was thinking at CD Projekt Red, that it was alright to release a broken, unfinished, buggy game product that the CD Projekt Red themselves tell the customers, pay me $60 up front and we'll give you an unfinished product in return. That got me extremely angry. And that's why, CD Projekt Red, the two prominent games that they're known for, The Witcher 3, or most likely The Witcher series, and Cyberpunk 2077, the most prominent. You also have the game Gwent from The Witcher, which I haven't tried, but maybe one day. So, CD Projekt Red, if you haven't seen my videos, my Cyberpunk videos, CD Projekt Red was the top before Cyberpunk 2077 came out, which I pre-ordered, by the way, because I saw the videos. I thought, hey, they did amazing with The Witcher 3, and I trust them. I'm gonna pre-order Cyberpunk 2077. This game developer was up in the green. The top of my list right here, it was on the top. But when Cyberpunk came out, and all the broken promises, all the misadvertisements, the broken game that was given to me while I paid $60 for it, an unfinished, buggy product, coming out when it's ready, their philosophy meant shit. They have lied to me, to their fan base, they have betrayed me, and that's why it's put in its eye. Because, let's be honest, the games that they make, The Witcher 3, it's an amazing game by itself. Now, Cyberpunk 2077, it's a rough, not gem. It's a rough kind of stone, right? But it's a pretty stone if you play it, I still have fun. I finished Cyberpunk 2077 already. I'm on my third playthrough, and I'm still having fun. Yes, I have run into game-breaking bugs. I have still run into a side quest that I cannot complete until there is a new patch. I'm still getting, how do you say, I don't know, I'm still getting some weird bugs in general. I can't name them all, but I think I named them all on my last episode on Cyberpunk 2077. You have to watch that to get my full information of it. But that's why CD Projekt Red, it's in alright. They were at top of the list, and now they're just neutral for me. I don't trust them, and I will never trust them with whatever they do in the future. Because that's how it works. You betrayed my trust, I'm not gonna trust you back. Simple as that. Anyways, let's move on. Now this is a weird one. Nintendo. It is a weird one because I haven't played any Nintendo games in a very long while. I can't. It is impossible to play it on my channel anyways. But it is true that they do make a whole slew of games. I wish I had a Switch XL. I kept waiting for the XL to come out, with huge battery and better controllers that fit the hand of an adult human being, not a child or a teenager, an adult human being. My hands are pretty damn big, a lot bigger for a joystick that has little buttons in it. No, I want the big boy. I want the big stuff. But it's 2022 right now. No Excel to be heard of. No Excel. So, nah. You know, why it is in its eye. You know, why is Nintendo neutral to me? Because there's okay. Let's get. I'm gonna give you some games that they, some games that they make, but they have too many to mention. You know, they even as publishers, they have way too many to mention. So everybody knows Mario. Right? Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario this, Mario that, Mario whatever, Mario whichever. There's like 100 versions of Mario that they have done, okay? Hundreds of games of Mario. Legend of Zelda, Pokemon. Oh, and do you remember that game from GameCube a while ago? I don't know if you were a fan of it, but it was called Custom Robo. Do you remember that? From way back when, in the glory days of the GameCube. I'm gonna put a picture of it so it can refresh your mind if you're familiar with it. But yeah, that game, whew, you know, I couldn't afford that many games when I was little. I only got my money from family donations at Christmas or at you know, the, how do they say it in English? The three wise men, and that's it. Oh, and my birthday. So I saved that money for Custom Robo, and I had that game for a freaking long time, and I loved it. But I couldn't go. I was stuck on the last boss because, you know, I was little when it came out. I was little, and I couldn't, you know, maneuver my character well. I didn't choose the right weapons, or maybe I was, when I played the game, I think I didn't know how to read English. I don't remember, but it would make sense. Or I was trying to learn English through playing the game on English. I don't know why, but I don't know what happened there. But Custom Robo, childhood game for me. I loved it. So, Nintendo, why is it good on my list? Well, one part of it is because it does a whole lot of games. Sure, not all of them are good, but if you keep doing games like that, you know, pushing games here and there, you're probably gonna stick the landing at some point, right? Like Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda, Wild, what is it? The new one? God, I don't remember. I forgot. Oh, what a wild something. The new one. Man, the title goes out of my head. I don't know if they did Metroid or did Capcom make Metroid. I don't know, but yeah, and they make a whole lot of games. Even Pokemon. I'm gonna get to Pokemon a little bit soon, on the bad side. But yeah, they make a whole lot of games, and they have a whole slew of library available to Nintendo and Switch players, 3DS players, even if that even exists. I don't think the 3DS exists anymore. So, now the bad side. Nintendo is a fucking asshole, at least the Japan side of Nintendo, because they're hostile to YouTube creators or content creators that feature a song from their games or a gameplay from their games. Something that I never see in any other developer ever out there. They bring down the hammer on their own, because if you don't know, let's players like me or influencers or big time influencers actually play the game for, you know, for a set audience, an amount of audience, but playing the game and watching the game are two different things. When people watch the gameplay that the Let's Player is playing, it actually compels the buyer, the viewer, to actually consider, hey, that's a fun game, maybe I should play it. Because, like I said, playing and watching a game are two completely different things. If, like, an example, right? If you buy a game, any video game out there that you can buy, and you just watch it, you know, you click the launch button, you go into the main menu, and you press this start new game, right? Just watch it like this, just watch it like it's TV. Nothing's gonna happen. The character's not gonna move, it's not gonna act, it's not gonna jump, it's not gonna do anything, because a video game is all about interactivity, not just about watching, right? So you got all these different elements that a Let's Player makes to play the game for you so you can watch. The same thing happens when you buy the game. You need to control the character. So I don't know if you understand where I'm getting with this, or even if I'm making sense, but influencers and Let's Players actually make good partners in business for these game developing companies, because it compels people to find the product interesting so they can buy it. Simple as that. And Nintendo is a fucking asshole about it, really, because anything that you put on YouTube, on their content, you're gonna get demonetized or you're gonna get copyright claimed, unless you pay them for the privilege of recording some of their games. That's right, you need to pay them on a membership that is bullshit, by the way. It's just paying Nintendo for the privilege of just having Nintendo content out there. So Nintendo is effectively a hostile company for content creators. That's why I will never ever feature Nintendo games on my channel. It's just not worth it, you know? And I will get copyright claim even if I'm not monetized my video. I'm not even popular, but hey, that's why. Oh my god, 20 minutes and I'm still, oh my. I told you I had some things to say about these game developing companies. Holy shit. Alright, let's move on. Alright, this is a little bit weird one also. Respawn Entertainment. Now, I haven't played that many Respawn Entertainment games, but what I do know is they made Star Wars Fallen Order, which was... Oh! It was I want a sequel to Fallen Order. It was an extremely nice game, and it proved EA wrong. Single player games were not dying. They just needed to make it good. What a shocker, right? If you make a game good, then it will sell. But if you make a game bad, Star Wars Battlefront, then you're not gonna get a lot of sales. What a shocker, right? They also make Medal of Honor, Titanfall 1 and 2, which I love, by the way. I freaking love those two. Titanfall 1 and 2. That was amazing story right there. But why is it getting It's Alright instead of the pale green area is because of Apex Legends. Now, Apex Legends, if you didn't know, is free to play. That means a lot, and I mean a lot, of microtransactions are gonna be put in the game. And I saw those microtransactions. I saw the Game Pass, I saw the Battle Pass, or whatever they call it, and I saw the microtransactions prices. Let me tell you, those prices are goddamn predatory because they're overpriced. They're very overpriced. And I'm never up for that. Ever. You know, if you a free-to-play game, but then you crank up all the way the prices of it, even if they're cosmetics, and you're just taking advantage of customers to pay for a worthless, let me repeat that, worthless digital item or goods. Worthless digital items or goods. Because can you touch it? No. Is it yours? Somewhat. Can you trade it? No. Then what can you do? Oh, you can show it off to other players to tell them how much you spent on the game, even though it's a free-to-play game with overpriced microtransactions. That's right, I bought a blue skin for Loba for $20. That's right, $20. You know how many indie games you can buy with $20? You know how much playtime you would get out of $20 of indie games, of good indie games, instead of an overpriced skin that you don't own? Because yes, you could own it in your account, but guess who owns those accounts? The developers. That is right. So whenever they want to, shut it down, and you will lose all of those microtransactions, you will lose all the progress, you will lose all those items. For what? $20, even though it's a free-to-play game with overpriced microtransactions. So I don't support that company tactic in any game developer or publisher published video game. Any of them. So yeah, I love some of Respawn Entertainment's games like Star Wars and Titanfall, but they fucked up on that part. Even if EA is constantly telling them to monetize more the game, oh well, it's part of EA, what can I say? Alright, next one. You can see it by the icon right here. That's right, Rockstar Games. Don't worry, this video doesn't have these many companies in that bar right there. I'm not gonna overfill it. I'm not gonna expand it. I'm gonna try to do it simple, right? So, why is Rockstar in the neutral zone? They only have two things that they really do good, and only one of them interests me. Everybody knows that Rockstar does Grand Theft Auto. It's their money maker. It's their most popular game that they ever made. The franchise that they ever made. It's the most popular that they made. And Red Dead Redemption, which is the only series that I care about with this game developer, really. I don't like Grand Theft Auto. I don't know what to tell you. I don't like the idea of being a mass murderer thief that just murders anyone and everyone in their way and steals from the poor or kills police officers in the streets, and you know, I don't like that idea of the game. Sure, it can be entertaining since I have played Grand Theft Auto 2 from beginning to end, and in between I played Grand Theft Auto. What was it? The new one? 5 or 4? I don't know. The one with Trevor, the freaking psycho, and the one with the Russian guy, the Nikola, whatever. I don't remember. And then there's San Andreas, which I played a while ago, that I don't remember the story anymore. But yeah, I don't like Grand Theft Auto's setting. I don't want to be a mass murderer and thief like that, you know. And the game that I love, a franchise that is near and dear to me, Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. So Red Dead Redemption 1 came out a while ago, and it was one of my most favorite games, right? I love the story, I love the exploration, I love the characters, John Marston. But Red Dead Redemption 2 took it to a whole other level. I loved Red Dead Redemption 2 more than the first one, because I got attached to Arthur Morgan. They had such an amazing story and amazing, compelling characters that communicate with each other and form bonds throughout the story. You get a huge world to explore. And just playing as Arthur is super cool. I get to grow his beard and, you know, outfit him with whatever outfit I want. And the side quests, the stranger missions are wacky and insane sometimes. That is one of my most loved games as to this date, Red Dead Redemption 2. Why is Rockstar in the middle? Well, they are really hard to convince to make a game. They're focusing everything on their online counterparts, which I care squat about. I don't care. So, let's start with Grand Theft Auto Online, right? Sure, it might be fun for a lot of players, but like I said, on top of the setting not being for me, there's another layer to it. The same layer as Red Dead Redemption 2 Online, right? The layer is the currency that they have and the microtransactions that they have. You need to buy so much gold to make, with real money, you need to buy a worthless currency on the game that you can buy a golden jet or a horse, a premium jet or a premium horse. And it doesn't help the fact that in these online games, the grind for getting gold is exponentially slow and grindy as fuck. So, I made some Red Dead Redemption 2 videos with my cousin Dante, and I think it was 9 episodes or 8 episodes, and we go through some quests in order to gain some gold. Very slowly. Both of us did not like waiting to increase our gold count. So you're effectively in Rockstar Online games, they effectively want you to play less to gain more. Because I could just stand in the the last objective of the mission. I just stand there for 7 minutes, not moving my controller at all, and then on the last 10 seconds or so, I complete the objective and somehow I get more gold than if I complete it fast. That kind of tactic is wrong. You should be awarded for doing your best, right? But no, not in these games. They actually reward you for doing worse. And for one good reason. Because they want you to keep the players in the game for longer periods of time so that they can say, oh, fuck this grinding, I'm going to buy gold for real money. That's their tactic, and that's why they're in the middle. It's a scummy tactic that I do not support in any company at all. So that's why they're neutral. They're alright, but you cannot deny that they do amazing single-player games. And I'm not denying it. I'm just, like I said, I got a bone to pick with these companies because they choose scummy, manipulative, predatory tactics to keep their players playing. So that's why I'm categorizing these companies where they are, and I'm giving my opinions on it. So maybe you can, get your own opinions, or maybe find some new enlightenments from my opinions. So let's continue. This is a now. This is the last one of It's I. So now I don't have anything with Sega. I don't have any bone to pick with Sega. But let me just say this, I don't play their games much. But when I play them, I like them. But I don't play a lot of their games, so I don't have anything against them, but I don't have anything in favor for them. Some games that they make, Sonic, one of the 1,000 games of Sonic that they make. When I was little, I played some Sonic. The Sonic that I really loved was this RPG one that... it was a GameCube Sonic that you had to go through NPCs, you had to go through certain areas, not running like in the old Sonics. No, just like walking and just talking to NPCs. It was like an RPG Sonic, you know what I mean? I don't remember what it was. I do not remember the name, but I loved that one. I think one of the parts was I think I encounter Eggman in a huge forest, and one of the boss battles is with Chaos, a blob named Chaos, and it was a boss, and there was this mini game that you had to feed your babies, your angelic or demon babies, to do some mini games like run farther or run a marathon against other babies or something like that. I do not remember the name of the game, but that game I truly loved. But I grew old of it because a lot of Sonic games are the same, just speeding through. The camera moves so fast that you don't know what the hell is in front of you, you don't know what the hell is behind you, and it's all chaotic. I don't like to play Sonic games too much, but that RPG one I really loved. Sega also makes Yakuza, which I want to play. I want to play at some point because I want to play them in order, because I heard that they're funny as fuck, man, and I want to play them, but I want to do it right. I want to go through the first release, the second release, and blah 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 until the last one. And they made Total War, which I heard of, but I am not familiar with it. Okay, that's all I need to say about Sega. Alright, so let's go to the next category, shall we? Oh yes, The good stuff. That's right. We're going into the green zone, people. I've talked about a lot about negativity. Now I'm going to talk a lot of positivity. First one on the list is Bandai Namco. That's right. Now let's see. Some of the games that they have done. The Dragon Ball series. They do a lot of those. They also do a lot of anime games, so bear that in mind. Dragon Ball series like Xenoverse, Kakarot, and whatever. Everybody knows that. Pac-Man, if you haven't noticed, is a great product of Bandai Namco, if you haven't noticed. The Naruto series, which I kind of played a little bit here and there. Tekken, and what else? Wait a moment. I had more here. Ah, that's right. Code Vein and Scarlet Nexus. You know, I did Code Vein on my channel. I couldn't do Scarlet Nexus because I was, you know, kind of afraid of it. I don't know if it was good. I don't know if it was bad. I didn't get a lot of information. It was just like dropped on me unexpectedly. I wasn't expecting that game to, you know, be announced. But now that I'm not hearing a lot about it, I don't think it's an amazing game that you should play. Obviously, Code Vein wasn't that kind of game as well. It wasn't a must-play game, but I still played it. But, you know, Scarlet Nexus caught me with my pants down, and I couldn't get to it. You know, I had Cyberpunk to worry about and all that stuff. So, these guys are good on my book. Bandai Namco, I played some of the Dragon Ball series, definitely Pac-Man, some of the Naruto series. Tekken, I have played it before a long while ago, you know, when I had a PS2. And, you know, obviously Code Vein, I've done a full playthrough on my channel. And Scarlet Nexus, I haven't gotten to it, but I might someday. So I haven't heard anything bad about Bandai Namco. I mean, nothing seriously bad about Bandai Namco, so they're good in my book. Alright, next one. Next one is going to be Gearbox, baby. Gearbox Software. So, let's see the games that they have done. Okay? They have done the obvious Borderlands series. Surprisingly, I didn't notice. They did the Duke Nukem, which never played before, but I've watched some of the clips on it, some of the funny clips on it, and weird, wild imaginations that these games brought to my eyes. And Brothers in Arms, a military game that I did play before a long time ago. So obviously the Borderlands universe is what I highlight in this, because it is one of my favorite franchises. Borderlands 2, a lot less Borderlands pre-sequel, I did not like that, and then Borderlands 3, and the multitude of DLCs from 2, and I'm getting to the third one on my channel. I played Borderlands 3 on my channel also. You should watch it if you have the time, or if you're ready for a laugh. I'm still underway with the DLCs. I completed 2 of the 4 DLCs. I will get to it. I will get to it. Just give me some time. Alright, give me some time. Alright. They have their ups and downs, especially with their game updates from Borderlands 3. So far, recently, they haven't done that great in their updates, but in their games, they've done pretty good. Duke Nukem was poorly received and probably was a bad game, but I haven't played it, so it's still in the good stuff because of Borderlands, Brothers in Arms, and all that. So they're good on my book, the good stuff. Alright, next. Now this is an insanely weird one, but bear with me. Bear with me. Kojima Productions. You know, there is only one game that I know of that they have done so far, and that is Death Stranding. But let me get to it. So, yeah, the games that they've done, Death Stranding, which I loved. The story was super controversial. It had me fooled from the very beginning. It had so many missing pieces in the story, which made it interesting for me to find out. But it had how do I say this? Death Stranding is probably a genre of its own now. Because, you know, instead of just killing everyone you see, you know, instead of being hostile or violent or a lot of gore or blood and guts or everything, it's actually a game about, you know, connecting with people, you know, just being a courier, a messenger, a delivery man. You're not a super action hero. You're not I mean Sam is special, you know, the main character from Death Stranding is special. You can be an action hero if you want, but you'll get severe consequences from it because the game is mostly about connecting with people, delivering their packages, and all that stuff, you know? It is a very interesting idea of a game that I've never seen before. Weird. Very weird. But the concept is it's a masterpiece, you know? I can never put my finger on what Hideo Kojima is thinking of at all. And he comes with this stuff, even if he's not high, you know what I mean? Even if he's not hallucinating or drunk, he comes up with this stuff on the fly. And I don't know how, but he's a legendary game designer in my book. So, so some things that I would like to say about Hideo Kojima and Kojima Productions is please revive PT, you know, maybe PT, and oh, another favor, please please, for the love of all that is holy and all the big-breasted goddesses in the whole universe, please take Konami's fucking license of Metal Gear away, please, Hideo Kojima. Kojima Productions, take it away from their hands. Konami knows nothing on how to handle games. They know nothing on how to do games anymore, and they're gonna destroy your baby, Metal Gear Solid or Metal Gear whatever, the Metal Gear series. Please, Hideo Kojima, please take it out of their hands by any means necessary, please. Konami will butcher the series, and I don't want it to be butchered. Please, Kojima Productions, please take it away from Konami, please. That's all I have to say. That was a mental breakdown on my part. I'm sorry. Sorry. Alright, so this is another interesting one. Well, maybe not so interesting because probably everybody knows what this is. Steam. No, and Steam is not a provider of just games. No, they actually have their own game developers too. So, games that Steam has done. the amazing and most liked game that they have ever done, Left 4 Dead. And I'm an hour in this video. This is not gonna be a short video, I apologize. I thought it was gonna be short, but no. I have a lot more things to say about these companies than I thought. So, Left 4 Dead, you know, 1 and 2, they were pretty amazing. And they're still amazing co-op games, they still hold up in their time. Half-Life, which The fans are dying for a Half-Life 3. I mean, they still got Alex, Half-Life Alex, but it's not exactly Half-Life 3. It's like a prequel to the Half-Life series. I gotta be honest, I have not played Half-Life at all, but I have seen Half-Life being played. Then they got Counter-Strike. They made that, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then there's Portal 1 and 2, which I have played, and they're fucking hilarious. They're mind twisters, you know, a puzzle game that I really love. And I just like to hear GLaDOS insult me and all that stuff. I found her in Cyberpunk, by the way. GLaDOS, yeah, she's still alive in a different universe somehow. All right, yeah. I like Steam. I use Steam to download like 99% of my games. And I really like having Steam. You know, it's a good service, a good provider, and it has so many sales year-wide that it is. I saw Witcher 3 for $8 on sale in the winter sale of 2022 or 2021 winter sale. So when I saw that, that was the best deal out of all the winter sale offers. It was the best deal. It was like 80% off its original price. That was insane, and The Witcher 3 is a masterpiece of a game. So getting that game for $8 is a steal in my book. So Steam does a lot of good things for the customers and consumers. They do a whole lot of good things, like the sales, the wish list, the shopping cart that Epic doesn't have. Yeah, all that stuff. Anyways, now that I've spoken about the good stuff, I'm about to go to the negative side. This one is the aptly named "You're not my type." You're not my type of game. You're not my type of developer. You're not my type of anything, okay? You've been friend-zoned. That's my category right there. And the first one goes to BioWare. That's right. That's right. BioWare. When did it go wrong? From the makers of Mass Effect Trilogy, the masterful Mass Effect Trilogy. A little less from the third, but you get my point. The Mass Effect series. The makers of Dragon Age, like Inquisition, Origin, whatever. The makers of Star Wars Old Republic, remember that game? Yeah, that was pretty damn cool. And then the makers of Anthem. Which, by the way, the E3 trailer that they showed before was faked 100%. They didn't even have the models, the textures, the programming, the flight paths, the anything really. They haven't even started making the game when the E3 trailer came out. So, judging by that, either they're fucking lazy as fuck. You know, the original BioWare that made all of these amazing games before is no longer there. All the lead developers, all the lead designers, the game designers that made BioWare good, they're not there anymore. I mean, sure, I had a little bit of fun with Anthem in my channel. I also played Anthem in my channel. But you know, I kind of dropped it, if you haven't noticed, because of a lot of reasons. I don't remember the reasons. Maybe it was grindy or some time gates that I needed to do some world quests or, you know, I mean, the guns look the same, just different part, you know, different, put the barrel text model on the buttstock, and the buttstock put it on the barrel. It was it was the same guns every single time, but I had fun, you know, flying through the air and everything. But why is BioWare not my type? Like I said, it's not the same BioWare anymore. Right now they're lazy. Right now they don't care about their games. They don't care how they make their games anymore. The original people that were there before aren't there. It doesn't feel the same, especially also when Mass Effect Andromeda came out. Oh, that was horrible. That was insanely horrible for me. I had so many glitches in that game. Yeah, that was a disaster. I'm gonna say that. Alright, let's move on. By the way, I'm gonna get depressed on these two. I'm gonna get depressed. But let's see. Next one on the agenda is Bungie. Once a hero, now a zero. That's right. Let's see. Games that they have done. Remember the Halo series? Oh, 3, Reach, ODST, and all that good stuff. Well, they're not there anymore, and they switched to making Destiny of all games. Destiny. I played Destiny 1 and 2. 1, I got tired of it extremely quick because I just saw the grind fest that I needed to do before getting into a certain mission and actually being able to combat the enemies. There were bullet sponges left, there were bullet sponges right. I did not have fun with Destiny 1. Even though my cousin played a lot of Destiny, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. The Halo games though. The Halo games were amazing. They were a childhood game of mine. And, you know, I loved Reach. And I thought, was it 3 or 2? I think 3 was the one that had more content than any other Halo on the trilogy. You know, the first 1, 2, and 3. I think the 3 was the best. But then came Reach, which was a very close competitor, and then came ODST, which was a completely different feel from the game, which I liked. But then they came with Destiny 2. Oh man, I played that game too, and let me tell you, microtransactions, grindy ass components, bullet sponges, disconnection errors and disconnection issues, and wasn't Destiny. I think they had like an event, right? That you had to buy like 20 loot boxes or something to maybe get. No, that was Apex Legends. Oh, never mind. Then fuck you, Respawn Entertainment, for making fucking Apex Legends fucking grindy as hell. Okay, but nonetheless, Bungie made Destiny 2, which made the game extremely super duper ultra grindy, even as They did more updates and did more updates. They make it more grindy. They add more components. I don't know how, but they add more component lists. They add more items so that you can farm and grind, so you can turn them into something else, and then you get something. But then when you level up, you get something else better, and then you recycle this thing, and then you do it again, and then you recycle it so you can get something, and then it's crap. Then you need to do the whole process again, and no, you know, the game is extremely grindy, and Bungie is not the same anymore. I do not like where Bungie is heading, you know. I really don't like where Bungie is heading. They've gone to the dark side. That's my point of view. They've gone to the dark side, and they probably will never come back. The good old days of Halo. Where have they gone? Okay, next one is a dice. That's right. I'm a Battlefield fanboy. Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah. Some games that they have done is the Battlefield series, Battlefield 1, 2, Bad Company. Oh, Bad Company was my fave. I think it was Star Wars Battlefront 2 when it got updates. I'll get to that further on. Mirror's Edge, yeah, and so on and so forth. So, let's start with Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefront 2. So, Battlefront, I think people received it pretty well. I think there were loot boxes, so they got the backlash for that. So that's what they do, you know, at DICE, EA, Electronic Arts. Just they're going into the microtransaction bullshit and shenanigans over and over and over again, and I don't like it. But yeah, they made some good Battlefields. I really like those, you know, from the past. And Star Wars Battlefront 2, oh, they got fire. They got fire under their asses because they screwed up immensely. They royally screwed up the fan base. They royally screwed up their customers. They royally screwed the game. Battlefront 2 was basically a loot box nightmare when it came out. Loot box here, loot box there, or you can play for 600 hours or to get a fucking Darth Vader character so you can play as him. So they fucked up on Battlefront 2, but it did get better. They removed a lot of the predatory tactics away from the game because they got so much fire under their asses that if they didn't fix it, no more dice. No more dice. And I told you that I was a Battlefield fanboy. Not anymore. After the launch of Battlefield 5, nope. I think I bought Battlefield 4 a long time ago. I loved the third one. You know, the second one, the first one, and Bad Company. Yes, I love those two. The fourth one I think I bought, or maybe not, I don't remember. But 5, when I saw those videos, when I saw the pathetic way that they handled the story, when I saw how bad the multiplayer was, oh, my heart got broken. And they broke my heart even further with Battlefield 2042. That's right. A recent addition to the Battlefield series is the worst of the Battlefield that I have ever seen in my entire human life. It is buggy. It has some serious registration issues, visual glitches, hovercrafts. I want those hovercrafts to explode out of the game or just remove them. I see them everywhere. You know, I haven't bought 2042, but I've seen players play it, and it's just so goddamn unfair how the battlefield has turned into, because hovercrafts here, hovercraft there, hovercraft. It is so ridiculous. You know, the game is so ridiculous. The maps, I saw them, and wow, there are not a lot of them. They don't stand out for me, and some of them are so goddamn hideous, like the desert maps. They're so hideous as hell. And bear in mind that 2042 was planned without a campaign, and they still managed to charge $60 and even more, like $120 for a game that does not have a campaign, and the multiplayer is porqueria. It is trash. It is lackluster. It is horrible. It looks horrible. It turned into a hero shooter. I wanted to play Battlefield. I don't want to play Overwatch. I don't want to play Apex Legends. I don't want to play any of those games. I want to play Battlefield, but you know, when I saw those videos of people playing Battlefield, I just got so goddamn disappointed in them. You know, DICE, what the fuck were they doing for all these years? So, on top of there being no campaigns, they had the gall to fucking rush the game out at launch. And so many goddamn bugs. I saw so many bugs. You can even grapple to a grenade that you threw, and then whatever. I just saw those videos and were hilariously funny, but downright stupid. You know, if you make the decision of not adding a campaign to your game, that means bring all of those resources from the campaign that you planned for and put it all into the multiplayer. At least do that. But no, they came out with a mediocre amount of maps. They came out with a lot of bugs. They came out with missing. I have a hero shooter. That was their plans. That was their idea, that the Battlefield franchise would succeed. No, they're just trying to copy a lot of other things, and I don't know. It doesn't feel Battlefield anymore. You know, it's a hero shooter that doesn't know how to handle itself. DICE just rushed this game to hell, and they made all the wrong decisions. I remember in Battlefield 3, I had so many guns to choose from, and the guns that you can choose from in 2042 is pathetic. It's a slap in the face for the players. Pathetic. That is what I think about DICE. They're not on my good side. Not anymore. I hate them. Alright, next. Next one is a weird one. Naughty Dog. Now, I know what you're going to say. They only do games for the PlayStation, but bear with me. Okay? So, some of the games that they have done is The Last of Us Part 1, the Uncharted series, which it doesn't interest me that much, but I have seen The Last of One being played with gamers, Let's Players, and then there's The Last of Us 2. That was a nightmare. They fucked up. I don't know what the hell Naughty Dog was thinking. I don't know what the hell Neil Druckmann was thinking. I mean, Granted, The Last of Us 2 looks impressive, it looks beautiful, the models are awesome, it has a lot of graphics and it has a lot of attention to detail, right? Because I have seen the gameplay being played. As you know, I don't have a PS4, I don't have a PS5, so I cannot play these games, so the only thing I can do is watch them through gameplay of someone else. So I loved how The Last of Us 1 played, and the story was amazing. I really loved the banters between Joel and Ellie. They were so funny, and you know, it's sometimes very heartwarming. And I really loved that game, even though I didn't play it, but I saw it. But then came The Last of Us 2! All the wrong decisions they made, or at least the writers, or at least Neil Druckmann, the one at the toppity top of the game, right? His baby. For some reason, for some arbitrary goddamn reason, they decide to kill Joel in the most insulting way possible, in the fastest way possible. That means the Naughty Dog rushed Joel's death so goddamn hard so that they could try and make you care about this other character that you don't like. It actually is the one that kills Joel, named Abby. Who the fuck wants to play as Abby? I have no goddamn clue who. I wanted to see more Ellie gameplay. I wanted to see more Joel gameplay, you know, a last bonding moment before the inevitable, which Joel was gonna die, but in reality it shouldn't have been inevitable, but they just rushed it so hard that pathetic scenario, that pathetic story right there. And for some reason they want you to care about Abby, and they want you to care about Abby's friends. No, you just murdered one of my most favorite characters, and now you want me to play as Abby? No, I want to play as Ellie and get some bloody revenge on all of those motherfuckers. But no, even at the ending is so super unsatisfactory. Ellie gets nothing. Ellie is broken, depressed, alone, without anybody to count on. She just goes off on her own without anything. She didn't gain a single goddamn thing out of this whole nightmare. But Abby gets everything. She gets all the praise, she gets all the friends. Even the mechanics are in favor of Abby more than Ellie that I saw. It is just... It is... And Naughty Dog wants you to care about this character so much that they want to... that they want to destroy your most favorite characters to do so. And that is absolutely no. That is absolutely a no-no for me. That's why Naughty Dog is, you're not my type. But I gotta say this. Way long ago, in the ages of PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1, I don't know. But they made Jak and Daxter. Remember that game? I think they're the ones that did it. And I gotta say this, that was my second favorite childhood game to play. Jak and Daxter 1, Jak and Daxter 2. 3 was on the fence, but you know, Jak and Daxter 1 was pretty cool, adventure, you know, punching, and then they introduced guns in 2, which was weird, and then 3, which introduced more guns, a buffer jack, and then a desert with twisted metal cars and vehicles. And I was too little to comprehend the fuckatry that they went into that series. They went so dark in that. I loved the first one, but now that I recall the Jak and Daxter series, they went darker and darker and darker and darker, and to the point that I think they're their own universe. You know, like Jak and Daxter 1 is a universe, then Jak and Daxter 2 is another different universe of Jak and Daxter, and then the third one, I don't know what the fuck that was, but I want it as a different universe. You know what I mean? The series for Jak and Daxter was poorly done in my opinion, but Jak and Daxter 1 was special to my heart. I played that game for a long time. But Naughty Dog is still on my bad side. It's still on the friend zone. You're not my type, Naughty Dog. Sorry to disappoint you. Now, this one, I bet most of you are gonna give me shit over it. But the next one is Square Enix. Why? I'm gonna tell you why. So, really the only thing that I have... some of the games that they have done, right? Let's go. Obviously, everybody knows Final Fantasy. It's their baby. It's Square Enix's baby. It has always been and always will be, probably. So, yeah, Final Fantasy is one of the most beloved series out there in the whole world. They have done Life is Strange, but I think those were done by Deck 9. Marvel's Avengers, really crappy game, but I think they were done by Crystal Dynamics instead of Square Enix. I don't know. I didn't get a straight answer out of that. Guardians of the Galaxy, I saw it. It was good, but it was done by Eidos Montreal, I think. And then one of my favorite, the favorite game for the 3DS that was extremely close to my heart, Bravely Default. That game is on the top list of all of my favorite games currently. Bravely Default. So let's start with Final Fantasy. Alright, so everybody loves it. You know, sometimes they do good, sometimes they do bad. Sometimes they give you part 1, Final Fantasy 7, instead of the whole game, but whatever. And sometimes, you know, many of the times when they do a PC port, they do it badly. They do it horrendously bad, actually. I think Final Fantasy 15 crashed on me like, 15 times or more. I don't know. It crashed on me a lot. Life is Strange. I have seen some of the gameplay, but I have not seen the full gameplay of Life is Strange, and I have not played it. Marvel's Avengers, the recent game from Crystal Dynamics. Whew! When I saw gameplay of that, I never even want to touch it. Never. It is so goddamn grindy and so boring. Yes, you can play some of your favorite heroes, but you'll do the same combos over and over and over and over again. Pound the same enemies over and over and over and over and over again. And the level grind. Oh, horrendous. I saw the Let's Players have a really rough time, even though they put hours and hours and hours into it. The reward for level progression in that game were pathetic. I saw some gameplay of Guardians of the Galaxy, and I don't have anything against it. It's pretty good. Now, Bravely Default. It is my favorite 3DS game, as I've said. I loved the first Bravely Default. I what was the Bravely Second? That's right, Bravely Second. I liked. I didn't absolutely love, but I liked because the story went in a weird direction, but it made sense. But somehow you're a ball buster. That's right, you heard me right, a ball buster. I don't know if it was a mistranslation from Japanese to English, or I don't know, but you play as a ball buster, right? But jokes aside from Bravely Second, it is actually a good story. You meet new characters like Magnolia, you, and you got your returning characters, which Agnes, no, Edea? I don't know if it was Agnes or Edea that went with you, and then Tiz, which is my favorite character, Tiz. So the art on Bravely Default, the when you go through the stages of the game, it's not a graphic 3D design. No, it's acrylic paintings on the backgrounds from the maps that are so wonderfully well done and so beautiful. I loved going through these different parts of the map. I'm, like I said, I'm a little bit of an artist. I was a little bit of an artist in the past, and I know how to value art and the way that was handled. How it painted the backgrounds and the trees and the buildings and the city center and the flowers and everything in that game was beautifully well done. The music is also a very strong point. It is amazing. The battle music always jams me up, always pumps me up. Bravely Default and Bravely Second. Both of them were one of my most favorite games. Bravely Default 1 was the most favorite 3DS game of mine. And as I said, I don't have a Switch, so I don't know what Bravely Default 2 is like, which was weird because Bravely Default was the first game, Bravely Second was the second game, but Bravely Default 2 is the third game. And I don't think I will like 2, to be honest, because Tiz, Agnes, Edea, Ring a Bell, you, and Magnolia's story is over. They jump into different characters in Bravely Default 2, which I'm not a fan of. Nope. No siree. Not a fan of whatsoever. But I don't know, when I get a Switch, I'll try it out. Goddamn, I've been talking for an hour and 30 minutes. Motherfucker. But why? I've said good things about Square Enix. Why are they in the orange zone? In the friend zone? Why? Because the fucking asshole company started the year with a fucking message about NFTs. If you don't know what that is, non-fungible tokens are a fucking predatory, failed business, scummy attempt to scam the customers. Scam. It is a scam tactic, and these companies like Square Enix are pushing so goddamn much those NFTs into our games. They're implementing fucking scamming techniques, the same as loot boxes. They're implementing something new into the game so they can make it worse, so that game progression could be worse, because you know that the game development will revolve around that thing in the middle, and that thing in the middle is NFTs, their loot boxes, their microtransactions, and everything around it is going to be more grindy, is going to be more impossible to get, it's going to be like a 600-hour gameplay until you get something on the NFTs. Any company that has the fucking gall to support NFTs is already one of my most hated companies ever. Most hated game developing companies ever. Even though I don't care if you do Final Fantasy, I don't care if you do Bravely Default, they're actually amazing games. But when you put predatory microtransactions, overpriced microtransactions, loot boxes, when you put card packs, when you put fucking NFTs in a game that does not need it, you are on my shit list forever until you change your goddamn ways, because once you're in the shit list, you're not gonna come back. You can make it better, but you're not gonna come back from, and there's a lot of players, a lot of fans in Square Enix that are fucking slapping the hell out of Square Enix and other companies that are trying to push these NFTs into the games. And if you don't know what NFTs are, it's a non-fungible token. That means a piece of equipment, let's say in a game like they're doing right now, a piece of equipment in a game you have to play for 600 hours or something like that in the game to earn that item, and that item is supposed to be unique. That means if that item is a name tag, right? With an R, then that item with an R is yours. Why do I say yours? Because they make many copies of the same goddamn item in the game development studios or whatever. They do the same goddamn item cloning again and again and again. The only thing that changes is the R, or they put an E, or they put a 1, or they put a smiley face in it, but it's the same goddamn item every single time, and it costs money to get it too. And guess what? It is not really yours, because you know who controls these NFTs, the game companies. You're not in control of these items. They're never going to be yours. And also, the NFTs give you a receipt to say that you own the item, but it is absolutely false. A lot of people have it already. It's just that one pixel of difference that changes it from other items or something like that. So let's say a piece of art, right? A piece of art that an artist painted, they're gonna be, oh, I claim that because I made that. It is my NFTs. I'm gonna make money out of it, right? But then comes another person and says, no, that is mine because I screen copied it, made a little dot in the painting, a little different dot in the painting, and now that is mine. Because of that single pixel, that NFT, that painting that you made is making me money because of NFTs. So in reality, you never own these pieces of shit that they're trying to push so far. They're trying to push it into games. They already have it on art. They already have it on images. They already have it on GIFs. They already have it on PNGs, JPEGs, and now they're putting it into games in the forms of what I just said. They put an R in that name tag item, or they put a 0 in it. It's the same goddamn item, and you have to play the game for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours until you finally get it. And it is not worth it. So it is a humongous scam. Any company that supports NFTs is dead to me. It is on my shit list. I do not like that company whatsoever. So that is why Square Enix is all the way down there. Even if I like some of their Final Fantasy games, even if I love Bravely Default, I do not care. Alright, that's my little rant. Let's move on. Alright, the final one is fuck yous. The final one is the ones that I truly hate. Yeah, and I mean hate with a capital everything on hate. With a everything on capital letters. You know I'm gonna get blacklisted by these gaming companies, but I don't care. If I hate them, I hate them. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what my opinion is. So, first one on the list, Activision. Fuck those guys for eternity. So, I'm about to say they make a lot of games, and some of them were good in the past, but not anymore. So, 3 games that they have done. Call of Duty, a lot of them. It's beginning to get boring for me. I don't want to play Call of Duty anymore. Weirdly enough, skateboard games like Tony Hawk's, or things like that. And I don't know if this was true, but maybe they did the Spyro games from way long before, or maybe it was Insomniac Games that did Spyro. I think I played it a bit in the past. I just remembered it right now, and you know. Oh, and I mean Activision Blizzard, because they're both the same thing, right? You know, Blizzard is Activision, Activision is Blizzard. They go hand in hand with each other. They hold hands when they go to school or when they go to their buildings and such. So, you know, Activision could have been in the "you're not my type" scenario or category. It would be there if it was alone. But, you know, all the Call of Duties that they came out, I started losing interest after Ghost. Really. I mean, you know, they did Modern Warfare 2, which I loved. You know, Modern Warfare. Black Ops 1, I really liked. Black Ops 2, I played it. I don't remember much of it, but then came the Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, and I think those two didn't have a campaign mode. That's why I didn't buy it, and I was like, oh, then I won't play Call of Duty anymore. Then came Warzone, which changed the perspective into a battle royale. And personally, I don't have anything against Warzone aside from the ridiculous microtransactions that they have. But, you know, I'm not a battle royale kind of guy. I don't dabble in those. So, I don't know. I just lost interest in Call of Duty. It wasn't for me anymore. Then came Vanguard, and I was like, nope, hard pass, hard pass on that. And the only thing that I know them for is Call of Duty, and that is enough to put them on "you're not my type." But then they join with Blizzard. Then they have the microtransaction bullshit with the overpricing, kind of customization shit, and then they release horrible Call of Duties that I never will play. And then they team up with Blizzard, which, if you don't know, Blizzard is fucking a whole bunch of people who are sexual harassers, people who underpay their employees, even Activision underpays their employees too, and a whole lot of things that make those two a huge no-no for me. I don't know if they're into NFTs, but no, Activision's game, they're not the same as they were before, and now that they join hands with Blizzard, even less so. So yeah, they're on the fuck yous list. Alright, let's move on. Let me give you a quiz. What do you think is next? What do you think it would belong in the fuck yous? Can you guess? Can you guess? It's pretty easy. It's a big company. EA. That is right. EA has lost its goddamn fucking mind a long time ago. EA, in my personal opinion, are the laziest game developers in the whole goddamn world. The laziest of them all. Alright, some games that they have done. Knockout City, let's start with that. Let's start with Knockout City. A pretty good game. I played the free version, it was pretty good. There's still microtransactions in there, but it's EA, it's Electronic Arts, they always have microtransactions in their game. They always need to have microtransactions in their games for whatever reason, but they do. Let's see. The Sims? Sims 4, but I think that's Maxis, not EA, but you know, they're hand in hand together with Sims, because whew, the DLCs for The Sims 4, they're thousands of dollars. That is right, the DLCs, the stuff packs, the whatever color, the other color edition, it surpasses $2,000 of DLC of content, and they're not exactly DLC, they're stuff packs, they're little reskins of things and whatever. It is beyond ridiculous what The Sims has become. Then there's Dead Space. Oh, may you rest in peace, Visceral Games. May you rest in peace. I mean, Dead Space is one of my favorite horror survival space games ever. Dead Space 2 was also pretty damn good, but they fucked it up in Dead Space 3 and killed the whole series with it, so that's what Electronic Arts does. They start to implement microtransaction mechanics onto the game, and then the game developing, you know, the microtransactions, like I said, is in the center of it all. And then instead of the center being game development, the game development revolves around the microtransaction systems. So that means less content, less time to think about the combat, less time to think about the story. It was a whole mess, right? Dead Space 3 was a whole mess. Then, what EA is very, very, very known for is two games, actually. FIFA and Madden. Two of the games that I absolutely hate, both of them being sports games, because guess what? Sports games are the worst. Microtransaction ridden bullshit in the history of games. Card packs, everywhere. Loot boxes. Oh, you want a level 67 of this? Well, too bad, because somebody else that you're playing with has a level 99 of that character. That's right, because he paid $20,000 and you only paid $10. That's why you lost. It's not about skill, not about tactics, not about strategies. No, it's about who spends more money is the one who wins in the end. That's why I hate these games, because they have made sports games into a cesspool of microtransactions, corporate, greedy bullshit. It is greed by the insane amount. EA spends nothing on game development every single year. There's a new game. Every single year there's a new game, and every single year there's a new game, and it comes out more broken. It comes out with less content. It comes out worse. The graphics on every single installation of the series is horrendous. It does not represent a modern game, because guess what? The only thing that EA, Electronic Arts, cares about is money, microtransaction money from the goddamn card packs, from Madden Ultimate Team or FIFA Ultimate Team or whatever. And I have this insane hatred for content creators that fucking do whole videos of them opening card packs, of getting the best of the card packs ever. And then encouraging more people to buy these card packs, and more people to buy these card packs. And guess what? They're worthless digital goods that you will never own ever. It is owned by EA, and guess what? Next year when they come out for a new game, all that you spent is gone. It's bullshit. It's gone. It's scrapped, because the next game has a new slew of microtransactions to deal with. That means you're gonna spend on the new game, and then when a new game comes out, you lose all that money, because the next game is where all the people are at. That is why I completely hate Electronic Arts. They are scummy. They are lazy. They're the worst developer ever, in my goddamn opinion. Every single game, every single post that they do, it is always predatory. It is always consumer hostile to the consumer, hostile to the customers. They only care about one thing. It is money. What about making good games? What about making pieces of art? What about making a good project that people can relate to, that people can play, that people can share, that people can talk about? No, they only want money. That is it. That is why EA is a fuck yous. It will never come out from there, ever, in my entire life. No matter what the hell they do, they will never come out from there. Alright, I'm getting a little angry now. I'm getting a little bit angry, if you haven't noticed. So, Konami. Let me tell you about some of the good games that they made, right? Silent Hill, the series. Woo! Love that. Metal Gear series. Whew. The Castlevania. Oh man, I freaking love Symphony of the Night and all that shit. Before Hideo Kojima left. That is right. And now we have eFootball from Konami. And now we have Metal Gear Solid Survive from Konami. A series that I freaking loved. Metal Gear is dead now because of Konami. A fucking football game that is super buggy, lacked content. how the fuck do they make these poor attempts at a game? They're supposed to be a big company, but instead of doing more, they're doing a lot less. How the fuck does that happen? Konami has lost its creative motive. It has lost all creativity after Hideo Kojima left. They are nothing now. They haven't made a single good game after Hideo Kojima left. They are creatively bankrupt. Their ideas are bullshit. They don't work. eFootball? Who the fuck wants that game? Metal Gear Survive? Zombies? Metal Gear? Online only? Get this. In Metal Gear Survive, you have to pay real money to have an additional save slot. That is right. If you want a new character, well, too bad, you're gonna pay $10 or some crazy thing like that for a save slot. Or, get this, completely erase your character and start over from scratch by this fucking grindy ass bullshit game that does not resemble a Metal Gear game at all. That is what Konami is doing right now. They have lost their goddamn minds. They have hit rock bottom. They have ruined the franchise. Hopefully they don't ruin Castlevania 2. Hopefully they don't even touch Silent Hill. I'm so afraid. I hope that Kojima Productions, I hope that they will take back all of those series back from Konami, because Konami clearly doesn't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. They don't know how to make games. They're just, if they... All of my favorite series are going to burn because of Konami. And they have already burned Metal Gear. So I am just extremely afraid that Silent Hill and Castlevania will be next. I don't want Konami to even touch them. Ever. I want Kojima Production to actually take back those licenses. Somehow. Somehow I hope Hideo Kojima will take it back. I hope. That was depressing. Alright. Next one. That's right. It wouldn't be a complete party without Ubisoft. So, let me get this straight. Ubisoft has done a lot of games that I had in my childhood that I really enjoyed. Like Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, I think it was Advanced Warfighter or something like that, and so on and so forth. So, some of the games that they have done: Rainbow Six, Riders Republic, a fairly new one, Just Dance, which I think I played with my friends a long time ago, Ghost Recon. So, why is it at the bottom of the goddamn list? Well, Ubisoft, after the colossal wasted potential of Ghost Recon, they were in "you're not my type." You know, I put them there in "you're not my type." You know, you're making these games. Oh, wait a moment. I had more, right? Oh yeah, I had more. Sorry. I meant to put. Also, they made Watch Dogs. They made Far Cry series, which I love, and they make Assassin's Creed series, which I loved before. So, the reasons why it's on the fuck yous. First of all, they changed Assassin's Creed, one of my favorite series, into something that I do not recognize anymore. It is blade spongy. The enemies don't die from fucking 200 swipes of your sword of spears or whatever, but they can hit you twice and you're dead. The grind. You know, when they switched from Origins and on, like Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. From then on, the Assassin's Creed was ruined. First of all, they tried to go to the RPG route, that doesn't work. Then they fucking add the bullet spongy enemies, the super long health bars, the item. Then they add the item rarities. You know, epic, rare. What the fuck is that? This is not Assassin's Creed. And even worse, Odyssey. Odyssey was the worst of them all because the name of the game is called Assassin's Creed. Where the fuck is the creed in that game? You know what I mean? And no, don't tell me, oh, it's the beginnings of the Assassin's Creed. Then don't call it an Assassin's Creed game if there are no assassins. Plain and simple. It does not feel like an Assassin's Creed. It does not play like an Assassin's Creed. Odyssey was it was horrible for me. It was horrible, and the RPG elements did not work. They switched. The options are super limited in those games anyway, so it doesn't work really well. Then they add humongously grindy progression levels. That's right. And guess what? Guess what they add for you who are having troubles with the progression rate? That's right, they add time savers. You heard that correctly. They add a microtransaction that lets you earn more experience points for real money in a single player game. That is right. Time savers, they get exclusive microtransactions, which some of them are good, fairly priced, and some of them are not. And you can buy, I think you can buy components for making premium items or shit like that with real money. Like, it's a single player game. Why the fuck would you need a microtransaction put in a single player game when you're not fighting against anyone else, when it's not multiplayer? It's just you and the story and the characters and the NPCs, and that's it. So why the fuck do you need to add microtransactions in it? I have no fucking clue. Why do you need to make the progression so long and grindy? I have no clue. Why the fuck did you add time savers into it? I have no fucking clue either. So the Assassin's Creed is ruined with Ubisoft right now. It is ruined. One of my most favorite franchises. It's gone. It is broken. Then they came out with Ghost Recon Wildlands. I liked that one. You know, it was pretty drab and empty at most times, but I pushed through it. And I kind of like the chaos factor of the sandbox. So I had fun with it. Not a lot of fun, but I had. Now, Breakpoint. Goddamn. They added RPG elements in it too. It was a complete joke. The RPG system was lackluster, shallow. It did not lead anywhere. All the responses were the goddamn same no matter what you picked. So it was, the RPG element was not necessary at all in that game because it doesn't change anything in the game. Now in in Breakpoint they added the same shit. They added the rarity system. The common, the uncommon, the epic, the ultra epic, the legendary, and guess what? You can buy those too with microtransactions. Time savers! That is right, with real money, you can skip the game that you're trying to play because it's so grindy and so boring that you need to pay money to feel better. in the game. This is the same example that I said about if you put time savers, if you put microtransactions, if you put loot boxes, that is going to occupy the center of game development, and every game development process is going to revolve around it. So it is hurting development, it is hurting game design, it is hurting ideas, it is hurting a lot of stuff, right? So, and guess what? Ubisoft is one of the leading companies in NFTs now with Ubisoft Quartz. That's right. Pay us money, play our games for 600 hours, and have your art, have your currency stolen, have your works of art stolen, have a receipt that tells you that you own it, but you don't actually own it because we made it, it is ours, but it is yours too, don't worry about it. That's what they say in Ubisoft, because NFTs are the way to the future of gaming. Instead of having fun playing the game, instead of actually creating a good game, a good project, a good content with entertaining gameplay and story, no, they think all of that is redundant. They think that NFTs are the way to the future. That's right. Money, 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 money. It's not about art, it's not about ideas, it's not about creativity, it's not about any of that anymore in Ubisoft. It's all about the money and NFTs and microtransactions and time savers. That is why Ubisoft is on my fuck yous list. That is why. Rant over. Now, let's go to greener pastures, right? Let's calm down and let's go to greener pastures, shall we? The chosen ones. The chosen ones. Right, let's get on to the chosen ones, my most favorite of them all. Now this is going to be a little bit difficult because because there's a lot of indie games in here. I did not put a lot of indie. I did not put any indie companies actually in the below ones because I know that these indie gamers are passionate. I know that these indie developers are actually want to give to the world a finished, polished product that they are proud of, that they want to share with everybody else. They with the little resources they have, they go above and beyond for making games, and I just gotta applaud them because they have still not gone through the dark side. And some companies also in the chosen ones are big enough companies that you'll see. But for now, I'm gonna list some of the indie games, okay? Some of the indie companies and then some of the indie games that come along with it. I don't know if you can see it, but let's start with Art Play. I don't know if you can see it. I kinda fucked up on the resolution on that logo, but it's called Art Play. If you didn't know, they are the ones that made Bloodstain Ritual of the Night. Actually, I have it on my channel, ready to watch when you want it. All right, next one. Okay, this is a little bit of a doozy because I don't know which one is the developer and which one is the publisher, or maybe they both worked on the same title. Battery Staple and Fire Hose. What is that? Her name? Yeah, Fire Hose Games. So I don't know which one of those two were, but they made 20XX, a cool indie game that I really enjoy. It copies the Mega Man X aspect of the game and it makes it into their own game, a roguelite game. It is pretty damn fun. I always play with my one of my friends. I always sometimes play with him, and and we just have a lot of fun with it. So I love that game and I like these developers, and I've seen some of their stuff and they're pretty good too. Now if you haven't, now it's up for Nitrome. If you don't know, Nitrome are the ones that made Bomb Chicken, which I also play on my channel. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a chicken that lays bombs instead of eggs, and it has this sinister story about blue sauce that explodes and makes chickens extinct and big and explodey and all that. It was so much fun. The gameplay was amazing and I loved it. I hope there's a sequel for it because I cannot wait. Nitrome. And let's see, some of the other indie games that I can't put all the logos in here, but they're here in my list of the chosen ones. Or because remember, this category, this list is that they make good games and they have good practices, good consumer-friendly practices. Not like EA or Konami or Activision or Ubisoft, no. These indie developers are actually doing good, and I want them to do better. That's why I want to mention them at least, because they all have amazing games. Mutant Year Zero by the Bearded Ladies, 3 Bearded Ladies. I played that on my channel. It was actually the first gameplay footage that I made. The first gameplay playlist that I made on my channel was Mutant Year Zero. Then Little Nightmares by Tarsier Studios. I freaking love the first one. The second one I haven't played, but let's see if I can play it on my channel. Ultimate Chicken Horse, Cleaver Endeavor from Cleaver Endeavor Games. I played those with my brothers on my channel. There's 3 episodes, I think, so it's pretty funny. You should watch. It's pretty damn funny. Hades by Supergiant Games. Then there's Cuphead by Studio NDHR. A hard game, but pretty damn fun. Then, I gotta mention this. Hollow Knight from Team Cherry. Oh, please give me the release date of Silk Song. Please. Team Cherry. I want that game so bad. Hollow Knight is one of my top, if not the best indie game I have ever played. It is amazing. The soundtrack, the combat, the art, the story, everything about it is great and amazing. I loved it so much. Especially with the DLCs that it made more, bring more content into it. Oh, amazing. Then there's a Limbo or Inside from Playdead. I really had fun with those, which they had weird stories, but that's the allure of those games. It's pretty dark. Then there's Super Meat Boy by Team Meat, appropriately named. Then there's Minecraft from Mojang Studios. Now, Minecraft is not an indie developer now, but they started as an indie developer, and I haven't played Minecraft really, but it is super popular, and I love how they're communicating with their customers, with their fan base, adding more content, adding custom content into it, expanding through more platforms. I really love that ideology. Then there's Subnautica from Unknown Worlds Entertainment. I love that game, by the way. I haven't played Below Zero yet, but I love Subnautica, and they're freaking amazing. Then there's Enter the Gungeon by Dodge Roll. I had so much fun with that game. It's a roguelite gun shooter like Borderlands, with like a billion guns, but no, it's not a billion guns in that game. It's more like 500 guns or so. It was pretty cool. Then there's Overcooked by Ghost Town Games, which I still have a plan to play with my family, a little bit with my mother and stuff, because I know she likes it. But not in the YouTube channel. I play in private. All right. Then there's Kerbal Space Program by Squad. I really had a lot of fun in that game. In my past, when I still had games on my laptop, I just wasted my time building spaceships. Then there's Outlast from Red Barrels. Amazing horror game. It was very, very good horror game. Then there's Frostpunk, a game that I'm still playing by 11-Bit Studios. It's a really good strategy game, but a little bit too hard on the survival difficulties and shit like that. It's like unforgivingly hard, like super duper ultra goddamn hard. So yeah, I have fun with normal. You know, I have fun with normal and play that game for hours and hours and hours and hours. And then there's State of Decay from Undead Labs. I like those that zombie game. It's like a Grand Theft Auto zombie killer game, instead of, you know, being a thief and killing cops and murdering cops and murdering civilians. Nah, it's actually killing the zombies. So yeah, I really have fun with that game. Okay, that's it for the indie developers. Woo-wee! 2 hours! 2 hours this video is going. My goodness, I have a lot to say. I don't know why, but I have a lot to say. Even though this is not a lot of game developers, but I'm just voicing my opinions. Now, this next one is, I already said this before, but it is my favorite big game developer company that I have ever had the pleasure of playing their games. It is Capcom. That is right. Some of their games include, let's see, Monster Hunter series, which I love to death. Then there's the Resident Evil series, which it's a hit or miss with this series, you know. So far, you know, recently they have been nailing it, except for the 3 remake and 6 and 5. Everything else was good, except what was that other monstrosity that they made? Umbrella Corps or something like that. That was horrendous. But, you know, like I said previously in one of my videos, they do good and they do bad, and they do good, they do bad, they do good, then bad, then good. It's a roller coaster of emotions, but by the sheer amount of games that they make, by the sheer amount of different genres that they focus on in games, they're one of the chosen ones. And I hope they stay as the chosen ones. So, Devil May Cry series, they make God 2, which I absolutely love, by the way. They make Ace Attorney, they make Dead Rising, they made Street Fighter, and my most favorite franchise in the whole life of me, my most favorite, bar none, Mega Man X. That is right. Mega Man X is my most favorite franchise of any franchises that I have ever played, because it is. I played it so many times as I said. No, I didn't play it that much as a child, because I remember my cousins were the ones that bring their Mega Man X discs, you know, to my PlayStation, so they could play it, and then they could let me play it sometime. But then when they left, you know, they had to take it with them. You know, Mega Man X4 which is my favorite of all the Mega Man X's. And you know, I felt a little bit sad, and you know, I didn't have that much money, so I just sat there sad. But when I got the money, I bought, I think it was Mega Man X 5, 6, and 7. Yes, yeah, until 7. And then Mega Man X Command Mission, and that was a hoot. And then my cousins bought the Mega Man X8, which was the same thing. They had the disc, they brought it to my PlayStation 2, then allowed me to play it for a little bit, but in reality, they just took it back to their home, and then I was left cliffhanging, you know. I didn't have the game, but I had X5, X6, and X7, and then eventually I got X4, and I just loved it. And then when I got older, I got all the Mega Man X's from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. You know, 7 I didn't like a lot, 6 I didn't like a lot, but everything else, my favorite franchise ever. Really, I don't know why it's my favorite franchise. It's just, I don't know, something about how it got me. You know, when I was a kid, I was so in love with, you know, X and Zero and the characters and the story. You know, the futuristic story of it and the gameplay of it was pretty damn awesome. I just loved that series from when I played X4. You know, my first Mega Man X game. Also, they also have, you know, the original Mega Mans. I played 8 a lot. I had 8 a lot. It was so goddamn colorful. I still remember some parts of it even to this day, and I freaking loved it. Yeah, Capcom is just my most favorite game company developer. There, I said it. Because by the sheer fact that they have so many different genres to try. They have fighting games, they have action games, they have RPG games, they have adventure games. They have a lot of assortments of games under their belt, and some of them are amazing hitters, but some of them are not. You know, that's the bad part about Capcom. They do something good, but then they do something bad. Do something good, then do something bad. Something good, bad. Good, bad. But the sheer amount of games that they come out with makes up for the failures. So, it is my most favorite game developer, Capcom. Aha, another one that I really, really love. Firaxis Games, that's right. Yeah, it's fine. I'll put it there. Why not? Firaxis Games. Let's see, they have done XCOM and Civilization with my knowledge for now. I know they've done more games, but the two prominent games that they have done is XCOM and Civilization series. So I played Civilizations before, I think it was 4, you know, their most recent one. I played it. I did not like it because it dragged on for a long period of time, but it was pretty cool. And then a series that I love, XCOM. The strategy game that I played on my channel, XCOM Chimera Squad. It's on my channel right now. I played it. XCOM 2, I loved it. XCOM 1, I don't know. I did not play XCOM 1. I saw it being played, but I did not play XCOM 1. I just jumped to 2, and then Chimera Squad. So, XCOM is my favorite military strategy turn-based shooter game. My favorite. Yeah, strategy game. You know, not just the shooter, military, whatnots. No, my favorite strategy game. It is XCOM by far. XCOM 2. I'm still a little deciding about Chimera Squad. Some things that I liked about the change, some things that I didn't like the change, but XCOM 2 was a fuller game, you know, than Chimera Squad. So I like that better. Alright, next game. Oh, you see that little icon right there? That's right. That's right. ID Software. Oh yeah. ID Software was kind of an up-and-comer for me. I did not know about them until recently, and recently they punched my face so hard that they made me think of them as the chosen ones. Games that they did were among Doom Eternal, and the Doom remake, you know, Rage and Quake. I heard about Quake and Rage, but I never played neither of them, Rage and Quake. But I have played Doom and Doom Eternal, and let me tell you, these guys are on the right path. That's why they're the chosen one. They won me over with one game only. That is right. One game they won me over and put them in the chosen ones because I love Doom, and then I wholeheartedly love Doom Eternal. I even bought a Kako Demon toy from them. It's in a video of mine. It's called Unboxed Kako Demon or something like that. And man, I love where these people are going. I don't know what they're planning on in the future, but wow, if they keep going with that momentum that they have on game development, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna do another blockbuster game. I guarantee it. You know, you've heard me geek out about this particular set of games. You have heard me geek out about all the good stuff that they make. You've heard about me going fangirls on these people. They're called... Uh-oh. That's not right. No, that's not right. There you go. I don't know what the hell happened. I think I resized it the wrong way. From Software. They're called From Software. That was silly. Okay, so if you don't know, From Software is one of those game developers that make the hardest games. Hardest games being the equivalent of average players playing the game, which makes them automatically hard games because they're challenging, but in reality, average players are playing their games and their games are challenging, so that's why they're called the hardest. But in reality, they're not. They're actually enjoyable games. Very, very enjoyable games. Yes, they're challenging. Yes, you will die a lot in their games. Yes, you will have a lot of hardships in the games that they make, but if you get through with that amount of deaths and you actually learn how to wield your tool of gaming, like your controller or your mouse, and you learn the enemy's movements, if you learn the enemy's patterns, then you'll be fine. You'll just have an amazing RPG game, because that's what they do, RPG action games. So, games that they have done. Obviously, everybody knows about Dark Souls. So, that's what they're most known for. From Software is Dark Souls. They've done Sekiro, which I have played on my channel. Something that I didn't know was that they have Armored Core. I don't know, I have never heard of that game before, never seen any gameplay of it before, but Armored Core, it's a huge series. And then something that I was really amazingly surprised with that they made is Tenchu. Remember Tenchu? God damn, Tenchu. Here's the thing. I played Tenchu on the PS2, I think a very long time ago. And I have fun with it. You know, I was still little, so I got killed again and again, but Tenchu was a pretty damn good game. I really like the stealth mechanics on that game, even though by today's standards it is limited stealth and limited areas that you can go to compared to a Dark Souls game. But I was very surprised that they were the ones that made Tenchu. That caught me off guard. But you know, these developers are always going in the right path for, you know, I mean, I can't speak for Armored Core or the other Tenchu installments or the other series that they're responsible for. I can't speak for them because I haven't played them. I heard about them today, you know. So yeah, but I can speak for Sekiro, I can speak for Demon Souls, I can speak for Dark Souls, I can speak for Bloodborne. Even though I don't know if somebody else made Bloodborne, I do not know. But I can speak for that, and let me tell you, they're all great games. Sure, like I said, they are challenging, but once you topple that challenge, you get better, and you get even better because of that experience. So, and the Holy Grail literally is coming to my channel, Elden Ring. That's why I am trying to put 2 videos a day and finish Cyberpunk like this quickly, because it's taking a long time to edit them. But Elden Ring is coming. It's on my ass. It's on February, so it's coming hard. And I'm gonna be caught off guard if I still have more videos to do. I still have more series to do. I was planning on doing Indivisible. I was planning on doing Grease next. I was planning to continue Monster Hunter, but now I got a fucking Cyberpunk to do. Now I got fucking Detroit to finish. Now I got fucking this, fucking that, fucking Elden Ring. You know what I mean? So, a lot of things I gotta do. Alright, and the final one on my list, on the chosen ones, is... That is absolutely right. These guys deserve to be here. Obsidian Entertainment. That is right. These guys deserve to be here. To name few of the games that they made Fallout New Vegas, which was a masterpiece. Yes, a lot of bugs in it, but that is an inherent error and inherited characteristics of Bethesda's dying creation engine. That's why I said kill it with fire. Let it retire already, please, Bethesda, because Fallout New Vegas was an amazing RPG game that you could alter the whole ending, and the DLCs. Oh my goodness, the DLCs that they made for that game were perfecto. Too bad that they used the creation engine with a lot of bugs, so it had troubles performing because of Bethesda's engine, but actually made a superior game than Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 and Obsidian Entertainment wiped the floor out of those two games, okay? Even 76 by a long shot. Then they made The Outer Worlds, which I want to put in my schedule video to do the DLCs. I already own them. I have I need to re-download The Outer Worlds also and all the DLCs because, you know, my hard drive died. But yeah, I wanna find time to put it into my videos, you know, the DLCs. I already completed the main story of The Outer Worlds in my channel. Now I need to do the DLCs. Another game that they did was Grounded, which sounds interesting, but I don't have friends. You know, I don't have friends, so I cannot play with anybody, so it's not for me, unfortunately, but it looks very interesting. And Pillars of Eternity, they have done those series too. So these developers are the chosen ones for a good reason. They always put quality in their gaming. They always try to polish it. They always try to make the best out of the time that they have to make a full, finished, polished product that they are proud of, that their customers can be enjoying about, you know, that their customers could talk about. And you are right, the customers are talking about Obsidian everywhere because they literally are the chosen ones. They have done nothing but good in the game community. Nothing but good. They have always stepped on the right foot every single time. Now that they are under Microsoft, they have more resources now. So I am excited about Avowed. You know, their next game. You know, Bethesda's The Elder Scrolls 6 is pretty fine and all, but you know, the Obsidian games are the ones that I'm looking forward to. More than Bethesda, actually. But, you know, now that Obsidian and Bethesda are on the same team, maybe they can work together. Maybe there would be Fallout New Vegas 2. Maybe. So I'm very much looking forward to whatever Obsidian Entertainment is doing. I love those game developers, and I just want to play more of their games. Seriously, I want to play more of their awesome games. Now, before I finish this video, three of the game developers that I couldn't put into categories, but I'm gonna tell you my feelings about them right now. There you go. These three right here on the right side. I couldn't put them into a category because there's so many things that they're a part of that I got confused in where to put them as a publisher or as a developer in a lot of games. So I know they all develop their own games, but not a lot of them anymore. They're mostly publishers, all of them, all three of them. So I don't know where to put them really, but I'm gonna give you my thoughts on it. Epic Games, right here. I don't like them. I don't like their platforms. I don't like their super simplistic launcher. You know, the direct competitor to Steam for buying games on their platforms. I don't like it. It looks drab, very simple. There's not a lot of sales in it. Sure, there's free games, but those free games, most of the time, they're crap games. You know, and some of them are mobile games, for Christ's sakes. So I don't want that. But then you have Steam with the Steam sales that are 80% off, like The Witcher 3, and woo, they win me over. Steam wins. But they got one thing that they have going on for them is dirty money by two things: publishing for other game developers and Fortnite, unfortunately. Fortnite has been a blight on the gaming industry for a very long time and will probably be for a very long time. One, I do not like the game. I played it, don't like it, tried and done. Two, microtransactions galore. Three, those fucking dances that they do are goddamn horrible. Four, they have so many goddamn licensed skins like Superman, like Batman, Wonder Woman, from Naruto even. Fuck, doesn't make, and Naruto using guns? What? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But okay, fine. I guess it's just a skin or whatever. Fortnite has shaped the entire gaming industry into a bad place. It's so flooded with underage kids sucking their parents' wallets dry every single time they get a chance to, you know, freaking little demon criminals that they are, and all in the namesake of microtransactions and skins and that. And I don't know. The game, Epic Games is fucking greedy. It is low effort, cash grab kind of a company that I do not like. But like I said, I cannot categorize them anywhere because I don't know where to put them. It's definitely not the chosen one. It's definitely not the good stuff. But I don't know, since they publish a lot more than they develop, I don't know where to put them. Same with these two, the other two. Xbox Game Studios. Now, something that Xbox has for them is Game Pass. Oh, I wish I had a stable income that I can pay them each month $5 for any game that they put on Game Pass. I wish I could do that, but as you can see, I'm not really popular on YouTube, not earning revenue from the ads and whatever. I don't have a stable income, so yeah, I can't play a lot of games on the that Xbox Game Pass offers. But it's a great goddamn deal. But the same thing, you know, they do Gears of War. They publish Halo games, but they mostly publish things, so I don't know where to put them. But it's probably on the good stuff, or it's because as I said, they have not developed a lot of games recently. They just published a lot of it. Maybe they are part of the development team on some games, like Obsidian Entertainment's game. You know, they're working together now because Xbox, Microsoft bought Obsidian and Bethesda and ZeniMax, so they're all on the same team, so they could exchange workers on the fly pretty easily. But again, I do not know, or a concrete assortment of games that they have done. I do not know. And then there's Sony. Now, Sony, I gotta admit to Sony, they do the best exclusive games on their platforms. But again, I don't know if it's Sony that's developing them or publishing them. Most of the time, they're publishing their games, like The Last of Us, God of War, a Demon Souls remake and all that stuff, right? So they have a very, very good assortment of exclusives on their platforms, something that Xbox doesn't have. They just have Halo Infinite, and Halo Infinite isn't that great anyways, so but Sony has done pretty good, except for The Last of Us Part 2. Aside from that, they have done pretty good. But again, I don't know where to put them. Maybe somewhere along. I would put them in it's aight, because I know that their games exist and I've seen their exclusive games on other Let's Players, but I myself can't play it because they're exclusive, so I don't have a lot of input to put into these opinions on Sony's games. So, God freaking damn it. I have spent 2 hours and 40 something minutes in this video. At first I thought this was gonna be easy. I thought this was gonna be quick, but I was wrong. I was dead wrong. So I had a lot more to say about these game developing companies that I thought I thought I was just gonna put Activision, Ubisoft, fuck you. EA, fuck you. And these are the games that you have done. Fuck you too, Konami. Fuck you too, Activision. And then I kept going like that, very quickly. But I got swept away with my thoughts. I got swept away with my opinions of the games that I have played, the opinions that I have on these companies, and how many of them I hold in a high regard, how many of them I hold with no regard at all, and somewhere in between, somewhere above average, someone below average, and all that stuff. And the 3 over there that are the black sheep. I don't know where to put them, really. So, yeah. It's been a long goddamn video. I did not expect this. But yeah, I put The Chosen Ones. A lot of indie games win my affection and my high regard standing because game developing is supposed to be something that you put out to the public, that you're proud of, a product that you want your audience to enjoy, to escape to a new world that they haven't not seen before, or a world that they're familiar with, but a new story. And they introduce you to these worlds that they create out of their creativity. It's pieces of art, right? And these indie companies really, most of them actually do give a crap about their project. They do give a crap about their game, but they don't have the resources of Capcom. They don't have the resources of EA. They don't have the resources of Bungie, Bethesda, Rockstar. They don't have those resources, that money. But what I admire about these companies is that they do the best with what they got. And sometimes they come out games like Hollow Knight, they come out with games like Bloodstained, and all that amazing, all those amazing games that instead of paying $20 for a skin on EA's games or Konami or Ubisoft or Activision's microtransactions or card packs or NFTs or whatever the hell they want you to pay them, instead of those $20 of microtransactions, put those $20 into 2 indie games that are good. 2, that's right. The indie developers don't ask that much money because it's not a complete AAA game, but that doesn't mean that it's not good. So, a lot of these indie company games actually do a whole lot better than AAA games. Let me tell you, you will have more fun with their games than you would have in Battlefield 2042 or Anthem or whatever the hell Destiny 2 has in store, or Call of Duty Black Ops 5 without story mode again, or something like that. You will have a lot more fun with these indie companies, and you can buy, you can support more of them, and you can support them to make more games like that, more awesome games like it. So that is what I love about these indie companies. They're actually trying. They actually do try their best, and they released a finished product into the market. It's not like EA and not like Konami, not like Activision, Ubisoft, Bungie, BioWare, DICE, Square Enix. Is not like that. CD Projekt Red is there, Bethesda is there. So it's not like those companies, right? Because here's the thing, I hate today's mentality of game design. Today's mentality. No, let me tell you a story. Way before, not like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, let's say like 18 years ago or something like that, right? Even way before that, like 20 to 30 years ago and whatever, right? Before, you know why games were good back then? Because game companies actually released a fully finished, polished product. Why? Because they knew that not everyone had internet. Because not everyone can just go into the internet, download a patch, and then put it on the game to make it work better. No. In the past, they needed to release the game complete, full, and polished. Because if they didn't, they were gonna lose a lot of money, because they knew that they couldn't patch it like today, like nowadays. When they release the product, they release it good, they release it finished, they release it polished, they release it working, right? But nowadays, these companies have the wrong ideology. They have the wrong idea about everything in game design now. Except some games, like the indie games that I mentioned. Some of the games like Obsidian Entertainment with The Outer Worlds 2, that came out without bugs, or if there were bugs, they were minimal and small goddamn bugs that I couldn't even see, like that. They, those types of companies have my respect, but these companies that like CD Projekt Red, BioWare, Bungie, Activision, EA, and so on and so forth, all of them have this mentality of release the game when it's unfinished, when it's unpolished, when it's lacking content, when it's cut content. Release it like that, charge people full price for it, and then patch it later in 6 months or in a year or 2 years or so. That is the mentality that I absolutely hate, and that is why some companies are in it's alright, or you're not my type, or fuck you, because they have that mentality. Every single company needs to go back to the old mentality. Release the game finished and polished and working on the first get-go, on your first try. And then when when you release it, then you got some bug reports, but not a lot of bugs. You got some bugs here and there that you can fix extremely easily, and nobody would mind because the people that bought the game know that there's a lot of content in that game, that it is working, it is polished, and it is fun to play. It is a good game in general. So my wish is that these companies that have so much money and resources can actually change their ways to the old world, to release the game finished, and then you will see if it's a good game, and if it's finished on release, then you will have so much more fans, you will have so much more fan base, customers, people will talk about that game and they will buy more in return. So it is nothing but a win. But no, nowadays they release the game unfinished, super buggy, and they have the gall to insult you, the customer, and say, pay us full price. Well, for me, I say, if you release the game unfinished, like Cyberpunk was when it released, which was horrendous and horrible at launch, I will pay you $25 for it instead of $60, because guess what? That is what you gave me. You gave me an unfinished product that I should not pay full price for. So you're getting $25 instead of $60. That is how I think it should work. And EA and all these companies even charge you the super duper ultra hyper diamond deluxe edition that costs like $200 or $120 instead of $60, twice the price of the game, for a few microtransaction exclusives here and there, for a few time savers. And it's nothing like a figurine or a poster, a map of a poster, or a fucking a toy that comes with it. No, it's all digital worthless goods that they have the gall to charge you extra for. That is the kind of shit that I hate the most in game companies. They have this mentality of releasing it broken and then charge you premium for it. And then sometimes they even ask you to charge even more, like twice, $120 or even $200, and you don't even have a figurine. If it's a collectible edition, like let's put it into example, Elden Ring, right? If let's say for example, if it costs $120 with the game, but it comes with a poster, it comes with a fucking helmet of the boss, it comes with a figurine of a character in the game, a life-size like this character of the game, that is worth it, because that is physical. You can touch it, you can feel it, it is yours. If you keep it, if you want to trade it, you can. But digital worthless goods like card packs, time savers, microtransaction bullshit, no, you cannot do any of that with those things. That's why I hate EA. That's why I hate Activision, Konami, Ubisoft, you name it, all of the ones that are in the bottom. Thank God CD Projekt Red didn't have microtransaction bullshit, but they fucking failed catastrophically on making the game and then rushing it and then releasing it broken and unfinished and polished. That's what they did. So yeah, I guess you know, 3 hours. I've been ranting, I've been praising, I've been doing all sorts of things. I have talked for 3 hours in a row. It is 4 a.m. right now. My voice is waning. It is going away. This is I did not expect this to make it this far into the video. I did not expect this. I thought it was gonna be quick, but it was not. So, I'm sorry for that. If you thought it boring, well, there's nothing I can do. You know, I warned you in the beginning of the video. I warned you that it was gonna be fast, and I was wrong. And then I was gonna be quick. I was also wrong on that. But you know, I just got so mad with some of these, and you know, I got so excited with some of these too that I just lost track of time. Actually, I didn't lose track of time. I was aware of the time the whole time. But I kept saying, oh, I'm still halfway through this. I gotta keep pushing. I made this video. I gotta finish this video. So instead of me playing, I spent the whole night just talking about this. And I don't know why. Because I wanted to get something out of my chest. I wanted to maybe educate some of you that don't know that these scummy business practices are going on in your games, or you're paying a lot more for less. You know, I just wanna inform people that don't worship these companies that treat you like shit. Don't worship them. Don't even buy their broken ass games. You know, a game company that has betrayed you before is gonna betray you again. So you wait. You know, never pre-order anything, never, until the game comes out, and then you get the reviews from other fellow YouTubers like me. You know, not like me. I'm not your first response for these kinds of games, but there's other people that are first responders to their reviews and play the games faster because they have the space, they have the time, they have the money, they have the resources, but I don't. So I gotta take my time doing my videos the way I want to, and so I'm not gonna inform you if the game is bad, if the game is good on time. I mean, you can watch my gameplay when I play it and you can decide for yourself, but I usually give my review at the very, 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 very end of my playthrough. And that is like 30 episodes, that is like 80 episodes like Cyberpunk, and all of that. So, yeah, it's gonna take a while before I get my review out. That's what I mean. So, yeah. Okay, my leg is cramping. My voice is getting raspy, so thank you everybody so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.